Okay, so we've got a few newbies, just understanding the programming cycle, creating learn documents, that's fine. I'll just take some notes. All right, for those that have joined, please put some things that you'd like to be covered in the chat, and we'll get started in about a couple of minutes. Yep, okay, I'll answer that question as well. All right, I might just wait just one more minute. Weekly programming only covers one. There's still some stragglers. Right, so a lot of questions here. I'll try and cover everything. One thing I do want to note is that I'll be going through what we have currently and how to use OWNA programming. We do know that it is something that we can improve on. So we are looking at making major updates to it this year. In terms of the timing, I'm not too sure, but it would be before the end of the year. So keep in mind, everything that I'm showing you now might not be applicable, I guess, in 6 months' time or something like that, because yeah, we are looking at making a lot of changes for the better as well. So that's exciting. Using templates, fortnight, yep. All right, so we'll get started now. So pretty much I'll start, because we have a mixture of new educators as well as educators that might already be using the platform. I'll just go through pretty much from top to bottom in regards to, I guess, we'll start from the posts, the learning documentations, which is new, and that adds to the format of the actual post as well, and how to link that to the curriculum programming. Again, as I mentioned, you know, that it all links together, but you just have to look. So we'll get that started now. All right, so for a normal post, we go to posts, we can add posts from here. This one's a pretty standard template. It just gives you the title, your text that you can add, and any of the children that are your focused children. Either you can do that, or you can tag certain children from certain rooms, or select the room that you'd like to tag. That's pretty standard. And then if we go down here, this is the selection of, I guess, learning frameworks, any of the custom tags, children goals, things like that. And your image upload, and either you save as draft or add post. So that's pretty standard. It's the same with all the other posts as well. So other formats, including the portfolios, the learning documents, that's how generally you would do it. Again, I'll show you in a second in terms of the linking to the program and previous posts to show that cycle of planning and how your observation, your follow-ups and things like that link. So just admit some people. How long do these posts stay live? So these posts stay live for forever, I guess. They're always active. It just means that older posts will go towards the end of, like, you'd have to scroll pretty far or filter for those specific dates to be able to see them. So OWNA doesn't delete any information. It's always there and it's just stored on the server unless you go looking for it. So yeah, it lasts forever. All right, so I'll show you, we had some questions about when parents leave, how long do they have access to it? So when parents, when you deactivate their account, they no longer are able to access the app to view any posts or anything like that. But if they log into the web portal, which is the same link that we use to log in as an educator or admin, log into the portal, they use the same link and they can access previous posts. They won't be able to see any new posts that the center does. All right, so the other types of, I guess, format of posts, we've got add portfolio. So the difference between these type of formatting is that it populates in the section called children portfolio. So we have a few here, which is the OWNA generated ones, which is your observation, learning story, follow-up, portfolio, project. So those are the ones that are pre-set already. And they populate, I'll just show you the table. Actually, sorry, not the project, just the portfolio. So everything up until observation, follow-up, learning story, and portfolio gets populated in here. So what I mean by that, I'll just create one now as an example. So programming training. So I'm going to select an observation. I'm going to tag, I'll do Lisa. And I'll do, oh, actually, I'll do Maggie because that's a little bit easier. I already have some stuff set up for her. I'm going to link it to this program for now, and I'll show you where that comes up. So we can do a goal. I'll explain custom tags in a little bit as well. And then I'm just going to pick an example of just one learning framework to tag. So the observation date, we'll do it for today. And we can do Maggie observation, just to keep it simple. Experience. So this is us just creating that, and we'll go in and publish and update portfolio. So now that I've posted that, you can see that now for Maggie, there's one that's there as an observation. So if you hover over it, you can see that it has that title, so you know what it is. So yesterday I did some training as well, and I created this story as an example. Oh, if I hover over it, it will give you Maggie's time with building blocks on this day. The little plus means that I extended on this. So I did an observation, which I'll show you now. So this was an observation that I saw, and I followed up, and I extended the post. And you can see here, follow-up post. It says February 2nd, reading the green sheep with Maggie. So if you click on this little arrow, it will take you to that post, which I didn't write anything. But if you were to do your observation, the next step was to plan and put it on the program, which again, I can show you in a second. I then followed it up and wrote a bit of a reflection on the actual experience that I had completed or implemented. So you can clearly follow it on from, the initial observation. So I'll just close those ones. And then, so again, if we're doing the add portfolio here, if you select the portfolio type, it will, so if I select learning story as an example and I complete that, it will come and be populated in here. So it goes to learning story. Anyone have any questions about that? Oh, there's a couple of, when adding a video as an OB, we find it won't load. Is there a time limit on the video to ensure it will upload under 2 minutes? So that one, I think it has 150, it's a 150 megs limit, which is about, I think, between 30 and 60 seconds of footage, depending on how high the quality is for the actual video. Anyone have any questions regarding, I guess, the formatting or how it populates here and everything like that at the moment? I will add that the green one means that it's live and published. Orange means that it is, I think it's in drafts, that one. I'll just have a look. Yeah. So this one is in draft and hasn't been published just yet. Or actually, is that draft? Sorry, this one's in draft, the one that's grayed out. I'll show you these ones in a sec because this one's a different different formatting again. So that's the learning documentations. So we're going to go to portfolio. Yeah, so the children portfolio is exactly the same as the post of how it works. All right, so the next formatting, which is a little bit, can parents see observations? Yes, so if you, for the observation that I did just then, so as an example, if we go, you can view the observation here and you can click on it, which takes you into a different view. Or what you can do is go to view posts, right? And if you filter the one that I just did here, programming training, the families will be able to see. So as long as the children are tagged, see Maggie's here, everyone, every parent that has full access to Maggie will be able to see this. Are we able to increase the photo limit on our observations on our tablets? We find we can add more than 10 using a laptop, but not a tablet. So for that one, if you, the way that it has to be on the app is if you upload 10, you have to save that and then upload another 10. It's just the way that I think how many photos you can upload at a time on the app or on the device. Yeah. Okay, so what was that's where my train of thought is. Okay, so yeah, we can view this. Oh yeah, so parents can see observations. Yes, as long as a child is tagged here, anyone that is connected as full access will be able to view the post. So it doesn't matter if it's a learning an observation, a learning story, follow up, anything that appears here, the child is tagged, the families can see. All right, so I'll move on to the next. Someone wanted to know about, is there a way to limit? Is there a way to limit what parents are able to see? Is there something in particular that you're not wanting parents to see? Because in the learning documents, that is possible, some observations. So do you mean just ones where you want to keep private, I guess, between staff members? If you were looking for something like that, is there an option to print add to children's physical portfolios? Okay, I'll answer the question in regards to the only, I guess, observations for just for staff. So there is an option if for now, if you wanted to record information just on the child, I would recommend doing it as, sorry, I would recommend doing it as a child's note that's private. So if you go to children, view all children, and you go into, let's pick a, I'll pick a child, I'll just keep it simple. Where's Maggie? So we'll go to Maggie. That's not letting me select, sorry. So we'll go here and you want to do notes and private notes. So once you select that, you can have private notes. So you can do these observations here if you prefer. It won't come up as a post. So if you do private notes, parents do not see this. This is what some centres use to, I guess, record behavioural observations, things like that, before they speak to families. But the learning documents now also has that option to not be posted to families. So I'll show you that as well. I'll answer this one quickly. Is there an option to print observations, learning stories? So yes, you can print everything. We've got here, if you go to posts, the view posts, there's a print option. So if you press that, that will format for you. We do understand that it is quite, I guess, block like text, your photo, and all that kind of stuff. So I think once we do the overhaul of the programming, this will be updated to look a little bit better. We've also had the new learning documentation, which does format a little bit nicer upon my request. So we'll cover that now. Yep, okay. So learning documents. So this one's really special. You are able to customize the fields if, I guess, the OWNA ones don't cover the information that you'd like, or if you want to add more, analysis of learning, but in different sections, any headings that you might have that we don't have, you can create your own here. So I have created one as an example. So this one's a planning cycle one, which I'm going to edit. So when you edit this is just the build. So for learning documentations, you have to build your template out. I do recommend using the preset ones here before, instead of starting from scratch, because then you can just remove the sections that you don't need, rename the headings, because the way that the development team have made it, have set this up, is that for you to use these as like your basics, like your base, and then build upon it. So for this one in particular, it's the planning cycle one, which includes 3 sections. So you've got your observation, which is your post here. You evaluate it and then you add your learning opportunities. Where do you want to go from here? And then your follow-up experience, which you implement the experience that you planned up here and write your little reflection on how it went. The good thing about this is if you prefer the planning cycle to go a few more times, so if you want to follow it up, I guess from that follow-up experience, you wanted to keep planning something and planning something and then planning something, you can actually add that on a little bit further. So tack it up. So tack it on, I mean. So you could do follow-up as an example here. You can do follow-up 1, right? And then if I wanted to do follow-up 2, I could do my heading. So this is how you would add it in. And we're going to add our, say, our date field, our text area, which is the experience. So I'll just do this quickly. Experience and what did I say? Analysis. As an example, so that means that this template has 2 lots of follow-ups, right? And it's not limited to how many, just limited to the one. And this is good because if the information isn't completed, like these text boxes aren't populated with any data, it won't show up on the initial post. So I'll show you what I mean. Sorry, that's in the way. So I'm going to save that for now. I have a question. We have created a learning document, but when uploading it, it comes up blank in the post feed. Our families are unable to read it. So it really depends on how you've got the settings on it. Sorry, I'll just move this on this side. Because we do have an advanced settings where it says show field in and value in post, so learning documentation only, and you can also do print. So this just lets you adapt it. And this is where, when we were talking about families not being able to see certain boxes, what you can do here is see how now, once I've changed that advanced settings, there's the option that appears here where it says show in print and show in post. So if you wanted to, so I think for Tia, maybe you should check that setting to make sure that it is selected, that show in post, and tick it and then update it. It will only, when you update this though, it will only affect posts that you create from that point onwards. Any posts that you created previously won't have the changes applied. Show us how to do the weekly quality improvement plan. Yep, no worries, I can do that. I'll just note it down. Okay, so going back to this, so this one is show in post. I'll edit one to show you guys this field here. So let's just say maybe this one I won't show. So I won't show in post and I won't show in print. I'm going to save that now. Okay, so then now when we've finished building this, so make sure that when you're building this, that it's correct the first time before anyone starts using it. You can do some tests and make sure that it works fine, everything like that. So if you do not select show in print or show in post, families cannot see that section. Yes, that's correct. So I'll complete it. We made a learning document and it won't link to a program. Okay, I'll show you in a sec. So what was I saying? Yeah, just make sure that when you build this out that it's correct beforehand. So just test it out, because as I mentioned, if you make changes after you've posted some things, after you've made some posts and published them and everything, those changes won't be applied to those previous templates that you've completed. All right, so now that I've updated that, I will go and complete one as an example. So keep in mind that section where it's the, which one I have to think about as well, the analysis of learning. So I might actually mark that so that I know that that isn't able to be seen. So now I've updated that. I'm just gonna save it. All right, so we're going to go to children and we're going to go to children portfolio, or actually we can go add portfolio. So my one's called the planning cycle. So see how it updates the view, and we're going to complete one here. So learning training children, I'm going to do Maggie. I'm going to tag one of her goals, and I'm going to link to this training and programming posts program. So for Debbie, I'm not sure why it's not linking to the program, but this portfolio post template allows you, this is just default, it allows you to link to the program. Where can we find the advanced settings? All right, I'll just post this one and I'll show you where the advanced settings are. Post date, I'm going to do for today. I'm just going to do just the time, so 10 o'clock, and it ended at 10:10. post. So maybe observation. So this is good because then you can see that it's analysis of learning. So, and it says hidden. So it lets the educator know that this is hidden. So hidden text. Analysis of learning, planning experience. All right, so I can do a follow-up date. I'll just do it next Monday. I'll just clear that because that's not what we've done yet. And say you've done your first observation, you've done your evaluation and you know what you want to plan. So we'll just save that now. You can add photos if you'd like to. And then again, these learning frameworks that are available for you to tag, if you don't want them, you can remove them as well. So I'm just going to publish this. And we're going to go to view posts. So this is the one that I've just done. And see how we've got post, make your observation. I did complete that hidden analysis of learning and that learning opportunity. So when you go and view it, it also doesn't display. So any of the boxes that are either hidden from print, so you won't be able to see that as well. Okay, so that's how you can complete. So you can actually do a template which is completely hidden fields, all of them. So I'll just show someone who was asking where to find that. So we're going to children, learning documents, we're going to edit the template. And if we go to here on the side, there's that settings icon. If you tick that, if you click that, sorry, the advanced options are here. So making sure that you go show field in and value in print preview, or show field and value in post learning documentation only. And then just click apply and you'll be able to select whether it's show in print and in post. Do keep in mind that it is the text field, I think, that you can do it. I don't think it's available, oh sorry, text area. So for text area is the one that, because it's the basic one, that one is the only one I think. There's a couple of other ones, but I'll just make sure. So that was a text field. Text field will always show in post, but it won't, you can opt to show in print or not. So if in doubt, use the text area only, so that will give you that show in print and in post. If the box is too big, what you can do is edit this. So if that, where it says rows 6, it's 6 rows of writing. If you only want it to be quite small, you can do 2. So if I close that, see how now it's only 2 lines of text that you can put in, and that will affect the template as well. So that shows, we don't always see the QKLG on our tablets, but can access them on our laptops. Okay, what I'll get you to do is, Beck, if you can email support, so support@owna.com.au, and just check the settings, because it might be something that may not have been turned on the back end. So if you can just send that through, and we'll get that sorted for you. Does anyone have any questions regarding the learning documentations at the moment? I'll just wait a couple of moments. So can I ask why you build a learning document when you can just use the observation format? It really depends. I mean, this is the reason why we created the learning documents, because the observation format, some centers wanted to add different sections, like, you know, just like one sentence of how they met a certain learning outcome, or like it's, yeah, when I've seen some of the requests come in, they do send us their, I guess, their template they used to use on a piece of paper type thing. And yeah, it had these different fields that not all services would use. So we've just made it so that you can put in any fields that you prefer. Yeah, so that's it. Can you add other learning outcomes? Which learning outcomes do you mean? I know that there was a request for the Victorian one. I think the team are working on that. So if there's any other learning outcomes that you think that we can implement, just send them through to our email as well. Are you able to see the program link? Yes. So let's just say I've made my, I have made this observation, I've created this observation, I've planned my experience. Now I'm going to go and add it to the program. So the next lot will go into the curriculum program. So you can, this is where it is. So categories, interests, add program, and view program. So for your program, you always need to make sure that you have categories and interests. At the moment, I know earlier we would, when I was asking some questions in terms of the standard template, so we've got the weekly one and the block one. As I said, it is quite rigid at the moment, but I'm hoping that with the upgrade and the overhaul, it'll be a little bit more flexible. But when I speak to services about creating their program, you can use the categories and interests to your advantage in a way. Like as an example, I've done a program, or adapted one, a program for a centre who wanted to program one whole month in one program, but did it and broke it down in weeks. So here you can see that I've created the week here. So week 1, it was 20, you know, the first week of Jan, and then week 2 was Feb, and week 3 was another week in Feb. So how it read was, you've got week 1, week 2, and week 3, but then it's a monthly program. So this is where we get around it a little bit as well. The other thing is that before and after school care as well, they had, I guess they wanted morning activities and afternoon activities. So we did before and after school care. And yeah, so just whatever categories you have, you can create them here, or interests. If you'd like, you can send them through your I guess the templates that you have for programming now, or you know, speak to me and I can kind of help you in trying to get it to work somehow. But I'll just show you how it works at the moment. You can view all your programs here and everything as well. So I've created one a couple of weeks ago. So we'll go and edit that one. So it's training programming posts. We click to edit. So again, here's the weekly template. I'm going to show you guys the standard weekly template for now. Oh, actually, before that, I might create categories interest. Oh, actually, sorry. We'll go back. Okay, so completed all the information. We've got our title, the week commencing. So for the end period, if you put it for a week, the week, whatever date it is, so this one's dated to the 6th of February, it will wait 1 week and then it will be archived automatically. So it will be removed from this list view. If you don't put in an end period, it'll continuously be on the curriculum, on the view curriculum program page. All right, so topics we will be exploring, we can do, you just can put anything in there if you like. The room, and then you tag the educator responsible. You could do everyone in that room, or one educator, lead educator, things like that. So anything that is in this program details section, families will be able to view. So I'll just put goals, room goals, goal 1, 2, 3. You can do your learning outcomes. This one's a little bit more, you can only, these are the 2 learning outcomes that are available to be tagged in this. So I'm just going to select one just for that sake, I'll show you custom tags in a moment as well. So you can see here the categories and interests. Creative arts, family, literacy, mind, body. You can put as many as you like there if you like. And your experiences. So when we tick the experience box after completing it, sometimes it won't update until the following day. Yeah, so there is, it's more of, it does do it, but you just got to refresh the page. I'll show you everyone that what it means to tick these boxes that you've completed it. So yeah, we've got our experience 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I can show you the link that I did as well with the other one. So again, this section, program details, families will be able to see this information here. The evaluation, this one, no, families won't be able to see this. So families aren't able to see this. So I have spoken to some services as well that would prefer to be able to link certain children to the program. And what happens is we can do this. So as an example, this one I've done learning story with Maggie, right? So the green sheep story with Maggie. So I can actually write here for Maggie Simpson. And then if you were to evaluate, you could do evaluation. So you can use this box. Yes, it does say evaluation, but you can use that again to your advantage and think outside a little bit and use it for a different function if you'd like, and you can put it in here instead. So yeah, all sections in this can be seen by families except for evaluation. If we pick the category of creative arts and don't plan anything on Wednesday, does this affect the planning / programming? No, it doesn't. It doesn't affect anything. It would just be empty. That's all. So any of this information here where miscellaneous and moments of reflection isn't able to be seen by families. So anything that you add in here, again, parents won't be able to see that, especially with moments of reflection as well. These are just, I guess, questions that are posed. You can use these if you want to. Otherwise, there's the box here that you can do, you know, individual reflections. Oh, okay. So that one, the question about the green sheep. So I was doing training in another yesterday, and I've added that in myself. So I can show you how I did that one in a sec to see it in, I guess, a working example. At the moment, I'm just working through how to complete it. So we'll do that in a sec. But at the moment, anything that you put in the follow-up, it won't populate automatically. So that's something that has been requested, that if you put anything in the follow-up or things like that, that you would prefer to then just populate, so you're not doing twice the work or double handling, has been requested. So know that we do know, and we'll try and get that updated. So I'm going to update this program, and I'm going to view the summary. So I'm going to view the summary here, and this shows you the program at a glance, and you can also print this as well. So here, here is your weekly program. See how, I guess, if you haven't completed it, nothing shows up for that day. So that's okay. And yeah, so experience 1, 2, 3, 4, the green sheep, and invitation to the building blocks with Maggie. See, at the moment they're all red. It just means that it hasn't been implemented, or it hasn't been acknowledged that it's been implemented, and completed is 0 at the moment. So room goals are here, your learning outcomes, everything like that. So what I can do is show you what it looks like on the parent side, the program. Okay, so this is the program app, this is the staff app. So if we go here, I'll just refresh this. All right, we're going to refresh it. I'm just going to close these. So curriculum program, training, posts, and programming and posts. So see here, topics we'll be exploring. We're commencing the room, the educators, and the room goals that you'd like to have today. And Monday, you can have, yep, so Mondays ones are all here, Tuesdays is here as well. So the parents can view the programming, the program on this side. Otherwise, they do get it posted every day as well. So I'm just trying to find if it posted. Yeah, usually it says program for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I think, because this is just, no, there isn't any. Yeah, so usually on a Monday morning or Tuesday morning, like every day of the mornings, it posts with the menu. And it just shows you what is planned for that day. So, and again, with that, where the parent can view this, see how it says story with MS and blocks with Maggie Simpson, you can then put that child's the child's initials in that evaluation and they won't be able to see. So as an example, where I've done this one for experience 1, the evaluation, you can see, we can see that this one doesn't have that evaluation show up. So if I was to, let's go edit this. Story, and go see how here as well, Maggie Simpson evaluation. I'll just update program. Refresh that. And now that has updated. So it's removed that, but you don't then know that that's a specific experience is for that child. So again, I'm hoping that when we update the programming and the function, we'll be able to tag children to certain boxes and things like that. I think that'll be a really great idea. So hoping to see that. All right. Oh, sorry. Just close that. Let's see. Okay, so anyone have questions? Oh, yep, so sorry. So we're going back to view the curriculum. Again, any of these sections the parent families won't be able to see. This is where the link summary happens. So anything that's linked to this program, you will be able to see everything that's linked. And this is how you'll be able to say, okay, yep, this is the observation that was linked to it. And then the follow-up activity, it all comes up at the bottom here. So you can see that as an example, there was an observation that I started. So this was an observation, originally an observation. So this, you can think of this as the first step in that planning cycle. So you observed a child doing something and you go, okay, yeah, where to next? So there's the evaluation. Where to next? Maggie's parents mentioned she enjoys reading Green Sheep. I can use this as a tool to continue building my relationship with her and support Maggie in feeling secure. So once you do this observation, I've linked it to this program. So, you know, training programming posts. And then you can see that on this program, I've entered it in here. So the Green Sheep story. And then once I've done that, I can actually there's two ways to tick. There's two ways to tick that you've done the, there's two ways you can tick to make sure that you've acknowledged that you've completed the program. Sorry. Curriculum program here. So you go to the curriculum programming, you click on the program itself, and then go, yep, if I've done a couple of them, so I say I do those two already, and I also do the Green Sheep story, and see how it's given you that message successfully reported. If you go out, yes, it doesn't update, but if you do this, so we're just going to refresh that. Now it's populated. So that's also updated, and if we just refresh this page, it's now updated. So it just needs a refresh of information to send, I guess, to communicate with the servers or something like that. And it will, it will reflect that you have done those. And then once you change that you've completed it, it is not red anymore. So it's now black. You can see that that's been completed and that's all done. So if you wanted to, you can add your evaluation as well for the green sheet. Otherwise, when I did the follow-up, so let's just say I'm going to find my post. So if you go here and let's just say, yep, you've done your observation, you've put it on the program, you've now implemented it, the next step you could do is go and extend this post. So I'm going to extend it, I'm going to link it to the program that I've just done as well. And then just go Maggie green sheet and then just experience story red, tag Maggie. I'm going to link it to one of her goals. So, you know, develop secure attachments with educator and peers. And let's just say we're going to do that. And I'm going to add post. If you wanted to do it as a portfolio type as well, you could do, if this is a significant event or something, you can do portfolio, learning story, follow up, so you can pick any of those. So I'm going to do portfolio because I feel that it is significant. So I'm going to publish that as well. And now if we go back to the program, I'm going to click on it to view the summary. So again, that's my original observation post. And I just tagged the other one. So this one says Maggie green sheet, the one that I just created. And see how here it says links back to Maggie's time with building blocks. And that's how you show that, you know, as I said, you still have to explain it a little bit sometimes. And I know that you're probably going to have a few posts here because at the moment there's only one child that I'm doing it for. But if you filter through, you'll be able to find it. Otherwise, what you can do as well is to show that it's actually all linked and part of the cycle. You go to, we view posts and we select just the child, Simpson. So that's just loaded all of her documents. So again, you'll be able to see, oh, this one links back to Maggie's building blocks. So then you can go back and have a look at it as well. And then you keep going. And if you extend on this post, you can keep going as well. So, and you'll see that it's linked to this program. And where's the other post? Here, again, it's linked to that one program. What is J planning cycle? So J planning cycle, this one is the template that I used, and I had to, so my name's Jen, and I just put J so that I knew that that was my template, because there's other people that use this to show demos and things like that. So it's just the name of the template that I've created. Are you able to have the QKLG graph as well as the early years one? I think that one's more of a request for the development team. So just send it through via support email. Does anyone have questions, I guess, in regards to the program at the moment? Oh, actually, I've only just done the standard weekly one, I think. But anyone have questions about the weekly one, how it links at the moment? While you guys are typing, if you are, I will go through the standard weekly one. Oh, not the standard, sorry, block. So if anyone, for those that want to use the block, it is a little bit different again. I know that there was a center, someone that was earlier was mentioning about Saturday and Sunday plans. So what I'll do is to make it a little bit, I guess, different. I'm going to create some categories. And if you wanted to use the block standard template, you could do it in a way of Monday through to Friday, and then just add Saturday and Sunday at the bottom. Depending, it's up to you. So if I go here, training, so template, week commencing, and everything else is exactly the same. It's just the format. So we'll start at, what's the date? 3rd. So I'm going to do that. Topics we'll be exploring. I'm just going to put test, room, caterpillar room, educator responsible, Jen, goals, so 3. And then this is where it differs, is if you put categories in interests. So as an example, for before and after school care, we can do before and after school care. And if you wanted to do that, you know, depending, you would have to work down. So you could do Monday and then Tuesday, Wednesday. But it really depends. And then once you've got that set, you can just get the educators to type in what they need. So I'm going to get rid of those. As the example I was speaking about early on, for that centre who wanted to do one, like a term, some centres program a term. So they did week 1, week 2, week 3, and they just had their categories and interests. So they might have had literacy like that. And then let's just say activity. And then they might just copy and paste it for those weeks, and then it's already set anyway. If you don't want to do it like that, you can do, I guess if you've got creative arts all the time, again, literacy, mind and body. So again, you can just extend that and then add to it as you want. So if you were to work, so week 1, Monday, and then say you've done something, and then you can add continuously. So Tuesday, and then build it up from there. So again, it really depends on what you'd like to have on this side, but it doesn't have that Monday to Friday and doing it each day. You'd be working, so with this standard weekly, you're working across the week, and here you just have to work down. Any questions about that? Everything else in regards to, I guess, the miscellaneous and reflections and everything like that is the same. Okay. So I did speak about the custom tags for a little while there, which I'll show you what that means. So if you think about custom tags and the function of it, it's pretty much to group things together. So for a custom tag, you can group posts together, or you can group curriculums together, right? So if we go here as an example that I use, any Munch and Move activities that you want to show that you're actually implementing the Munch and Move program, you can tag your the posts to that, so that when you go and view the posts, I'll just move that for a sec. If you view posts, obviously, just filter posts, things that are tagged to that you can see. So if we go to, so like as an example for, I'm just going to use the Maggie ones. So as an example, we're going to edit. Let's just say that this one was for Munch and Move. We'll go here. We can do Munch and Move, Or actually a better example is if you wanted to show your strengths in, I guess, in the different quality areas as well. So you can use this for, I guess, grouping all your posts that you would like to provide as evidence for your WIP. You can do that. So as an example, QA, you could do QA1 and then all the way to QA2. So, you know, you can tag those different ones there too. So got to remember which one's the one for. Yep, so relationships with children is quality 5. So we'll go, oh yeah, so QA5. Relationships with children, we'll create our tag and we'll go back here. So I'll go create tag, custom tags. So we'll do that. Or I guess you can link it there as well, but this is just for the ones that are significant or that you want to showcase. So edit, publish, post. So when we go to custom tags and you want to show, oh, you know, how do you implement or build your relationships with children, these are all the posts that are connected to it. So that's pretty much how you would use that. Or, you know, if you want to show something like you've got like a kitchen, you know, program or experiences that you run, you could also group them together. Yeah, so basically it's to group posts together that are the same that you want to be able to find, that aren't exactly something that OWNA provides for you to tag or link. Any questions regarding the custom tags? All right, so the next one someone was asking was about goals. So for children's goals, I did tag a couple of them in some of the learning stories that I did. So I'll show you that in a sec. So for children's goals, we go here, so children and children's goals. So here you'll see the different goals that you have for children. You can add it by the top plus button here. So you plus that, you get the child, and then it'll take you to the screen here where you complete it. So I already have one, which I'll show you, and it looks similar to this anyway. So I'm going to go into this one that I just tagged. All right, so these are the goals. So goal title, your starting date and your end date, you can always edit that. I've just put it to the end of the year, and then you do your initial comments, your goals and things like that here. And you can break down that one big goal down further. And, you know, because if you want, you can add, yeah, like as many as you like. I think it goes up to 10, and at each stage you can tick it. So if you want to add another goal, add another goal. So we'll go goal 3 and goal. You can tag your learning outcomes, add the files that you need as well, and you can do in progress. Otherwise, you can do as completed here. Update child's goals. Thought we could view. So review children. Manage child goals. So when you go and manage child goals, this is where you can view everything that has been linked to this particular goal. So earlier where I was linking it, I'll just show you. Bullet posts, a few posts. So this is one of the posts that I did recently. So this is, let's say this was the follow-up that I wrote. So edit, And oh, yep, I haven't linked it. So I'm going to do children's goals. I think, oh, yep, this is to do with that particular goal. So I'll link it there and publish. So now, once I refresh this page, this will show you at the top section, will show you the goals that are there. So we've got educator goal, which is develop secure attachments with educators and peers. A family goal, speaking, they wanted, Maggie to add more words, and then walking unaided. So depending on, who it was, you can just have that as a goal as well. So at the moment here, it doesn't have any learning outcomes tagged. So, so yep, I'll show you that in a sec. In terms of family goals. So families adding theirs. Yep, so those are the 3 goals. Down here, you can see the images that were added, and they would be from when you add the goal. So children. Edit. I'm going to add just a picture so that we can see. Oh, not sure why that isn't working. Usually that works. Okay, so can't click to upload at the moment. So sorry, I'll get the team to have a look at that. But if we go back here, yeah, generally it will show you here. Otherwise, it will also take on some of the images that are added to these learning or these posts that you have done for the child in relation to these goals. So yeah, these ones said, yeah, posts linked to this goal. This is where you can see them. The families are also able to, someone was asking about families, so we can go here. So for the families, if they go to their app, we'll go to Maggie. The 3 little dots here, child's goals. So at this stage, the family can't add it in, but they are able to view it. So I think in progress. There, and where we saw here in terms of comments for parents, I'll have to check whether or not that was for educators to complete or the parents, because if it's for the parents, I can see that it's not showing up. Our simulator is a little bit older as well, so it may have been updated and it might not just be available here, that's all. Sorry, just take a drink of water. All right, so so that's where we view the goals for the children. The other way that you can do this as well, any other questions about the goals at the moment? Because then what I can show you is the developmental summary. Yeah, so we do have the developmental summary and the school transition report. Both of these templates are from the New South Wales. If you don't use it, then that's okay as well. But if you do a developmental summary, there is a section, I think, for families to complete. I have to have a look at this one though. So I'll quickly do an example. So quarterly summary date should say Miss Jen. Just tick a couple of things. So once you publish that, families will be able to view that on their side. So again, it's here, but I'll just refresh this. So I've made some changes. Maggie Simpson, development summary. Okay. taking a little while to load. While we're waiting for that to load, does anyone have any questions about anything or some things that I haven't covered yet that you'd want to know besides the quip? I'm going to do that in a sec. There we go. So the parents can view the comments here. Right, so comments, yeah. So I guess this is something that I'll have to speak to the team and see if we can get it either updated where the families can make comments and things like that, because it would be good for us to be able to, for the parents to be able to add some comments in there and the educators be notified of goals that they'd like. But the other thing is that we don't want to take it away from you guys in terms of communicating to families as well and having that face-to-face interaction and discussion about their children's learning. So that might be something to consider a little bit later on. Okay, so I've got a couple of questions. Yep. So how do we see all the children's observations? So there's different ways that you can do that. If we go to, say, posts, view posts, so you can select and filter just the child. You can also select just those, I guess, those different formats or templates that you've used as well. So if you don't select that, it'll just filter all of the children's, all of that particular child's observations or posts, everything. If you do just portfolio, so you can do all portfolio posts. So as an example, if you guys do something daily to the families and do like, you know, Monday to Friday and something for the whole room, you want to do just only portfolio posts so you see the ones that are specifically for that child. We've got here observation, learning story follow-up. So if you only want learning story ones, you can filter that as well. There's nothing here for Maggie. And we've got planning cycle that I've used. So these are the ones that I've created today. We've got planning cycle. And let's just say just the observations. So here you go. And that's how you would view them. Does that answer the question, Georgia? Oh, actually, yeah, then there's the other way. Sorry, there was two ways. Depending on the observation, if it was a portfolio format, you go to children portfolio and you'll be able to see all the posts, I guess, as a summary. So if you wanted to view between like a certain month, you go back to, say, you know, let's see in January, I know, or maybe like last year, let's just have a look in November, how many, you know, things were written for this child, and you get matrix report, then you'll see, oh, hang on a sec, this child didn't get anything, you know, why wasn't there anything written? You can see here as an example, you know, a few portfolio posts were done for these 3 children, some of the observations were done for these children, and the rest is all blank. So you can also view that in a summary type of view as well. Rhonda's asking, when will this training be run again? So we have this training every week, but we are alternating between app training, so basics of the app and portal and things like that, and then the next week with programming. So next week will be app, and then the week after that will be programming again. May we have this training sent to email? Yes, it will be. It's been recorded, so we can send that all to everyone today. I'd like to go through answering questions. Yeah. For Rhonda, I think if you can just email us through your contact and everything like that, we'll get to you as well. I'll speak to the team if they know who you are, because this is programming training. Yes, thank you. Can we please go over again how to change the template of an observation? Do you mean change the template of an observation? So the learning documents, do you mean? Georgia? we want to add a section for evaluation. So yep, so the learning document. So as an example, if we go here, so you go to children learning documents, go to here, the plus button, because we're going to do a different one. If you just want the observation form, this one will only have an observation and then the evaluation side of things. So as an example, if you want to add a section for evaluation, do you mean just one box for evaluation? Because if that's the case, you can just delete. So you don't want learning opportunities, you don't want the other one. You can just have your evaluation. So edit, you go evaluation, and that's it. So then if we preview it, I'll just get this one. You can preview what it will look like. So this is your observation. You've just got the one box for observation and your observation and then your evaluation, and that's it. So if you want to keep it just simple, you can do that as well. So unless you know, you want to add some other things as well. So if we add a text area and go additional observation section, additional observation section. So we'll close that. And so as an example, we were talking about earlier as well, if you wanted to have one just for families as well, like just for educators to see, we can do that advanced. So see how at the moment there's no option for show in print or post. If we go to advanced settings and do this, make sure you go show value in print and post, apply. So that will then, if we click on this section, it will show in print or in post. So at the moment it's not showing in post because this isn't ticked. But if you want this one to be hidden, you can have that hidden as well from the families. And I'm gonna save this one. So J, that's just my initial, so I know that that's mine. I'm gonna do active and we're gonna save. How do you get to this? It is through children learning documents. So that's the new one. I think there was another question above. Is the matrix the best way to track learning as an educational leader? Yeah, I mean, it really depends. It's really good to see, let me go back to it. So the children portfolio, it's really good tool because as an overview, you can see how many children there are. So if you're an educational leader and you need to be reviewing the information that the educators are posting, if children have enough observations and learning cycles and things like that that are documented for them, you can use this because at a glance, you'll be able to see, hang on a sec, this child has only had, you know, 2 written for them. And then you think, oh, you know, Maggie only attends to 2 days a week or 1 day a week, you know, so then you can actually see that they have enough, I guess, documentation attached to them or written about them. So, but yeah, I guess, I hope that answers your question. Does anyone else have any other questions? Because I think we covered quite a bit today. Again, the programming will be run every fortnight. So if you want to join again in 2 weeks' time, I'm probably going to cover the same information. But if you've had a play with some of the things that we've talked about today and have some follow-up questions, yeah, join and then I can answer them as well. So actually, sorry, I did forget. We've got the quip. So the quip's just really simple. If you go here, you can update or view. So if you view the centers quip, it's just all here for you. Otherwise, you can have update centers quip, and it's just I guess as simple as completing the sections. So you know, these, oh sorry, I think someone's written that in there. Yeah, so you just add your different sections that you would like to put in. That's pretty much it. So you can fill in your text. So quip text, and if you save that, I'll update quality area 1, and you can add images and things as well. So you can add images here if you prefer. Otherwise, what you can do, and again, it's like, I know some services have evidence folders where they print things out and they, have it for quality area 1 to 7. So those custom tags can act like your folders pretty much. And you can do posts that aren't connected to children and it's just for staff. And then you tag it for your quality area 1 to 7, and you can pull that up for an assessor if they come in and have a look as well. So then once you make those changes, again, if you go to view center quip, the information will be put in here. So as an example, I did quip text and now it's saved and you can view it. So yeah, I guess I haven't gotten any questions while I was talking about the quip. So I think we can end it there. If you have any follow-up questions or anything like that, feel free to email support@owna.com.au. If you would like to, I guess, speak to me about adapting your curriculum in a way that might work on OWNA, you can send that through and just attention it to Jen. I'll have a look and I can contact you and we can go through it to see how best to adapt it to OWNA. I think that's pretty much it. So we'll send this out to you guys. So thank you so much for joining and your questions.